Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kelly. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my very late July reading wrap-up. It is currently the 9th, and I'm just now filming this. I meant to film this, like, honestly on the 1st of the month, and I kept pushing it, and I have a week in my life that I filmed like a week or so ago that I wanted to edit and get up before this, but I might just have to, after I film this, edit the video a little bit and then get this right up and then post the week in my life, because I have so much footage from that I need to edit. It's going to take me a couple days and I don't want this to go up too late, so we'll see. But I'm going to talk to you guys about the books that I read this month. So I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you could either say I read 7 books, or one of the books that I'm going to be talking about that was in my most recent video, I counted as 5 books. So it all just kind of depends on if you count it as 1 or 5. But yeah, let's get into the books that I read this month. Let me know down below what your favorite book that you read in July was. Give me some book recommendations. I can always use more, even though my TBR is crazy. I have so many books I need to read. Alright, let's get into the video. So the first book that I read in July was Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. This is a second chance romance, and you are following Jonathan and Kennedy. And so this book, you get to see like how they met and everything, and then it also goes into present time where Kennedy is raising their daughter on her own, and you find out all of like what happened in the book, so I don't want to say like what happens between them. But Jonathan is basically plays like a Superman type role in like a movie. And so yeah, he's famous, and he also suffers with addiction. And yeah, this book was so good. I honestly think it's my favorite second chance romance that I've ever read about. And normally I'm not into kids in books, but the kid in this book was so cute. I loved her so much, and she added so much to the story. It was so good. I rated this book 5 stars. I loved Kennedy, I loved Jonathan, and I loved their kid. I forget their kid's name, to be honest. Maddie. Their kid's name is Maddie. I don't know why I forgot that. But yeah, I loved her. I loved all the characters in this book. And this book made me cry, made me laugh, made me kick my feet. It was just such a good read, and I loved it. And then the next 2 books I'm not going to talk about much because I did a video on these. You can check out that video. I talked enough about them, but I'll do like a little recap on them. So I read Tell Me Lies by Carola Lovering. This is a very toxic book. You are following Stephen and Lucy, and it goes between past and present. And so you get like them in college, and Stephen is basically just a major F-boy. And Lucy keeps going back to him and back to him again, and a lot of shit happens in this book. I'm not even kidding. I talk about it in the video, but I had to stop reading. Like, I had to take breaks between this book because it was making me so angry, especially like in Stephen's point of view. Just like the way that he viewed Lucy and the way that he viewed other girls, and just the way that he talked about them made me so angry. I gave this book 3 stars, mostly for the entertainment purposes. But then you get like the present time, which Lucy is attending her friend's wedding and Stephen is going to be there. And yeah, I give it 3 stars. I would recommend it, but if you're looking for like a romance where like they end happily ever after at the end, I wouldn't recommend this because, yeah, very toxic. And then I read the Mindfuck series by St. Abby, and oh my gosh, this book was everything and more that I wanted from a dark romance. I love Lana, I love Logan. So Lana is a serial killer, and Logan is an FBI agent on her case, but she doesn't know that, and a lot of stuff happens. You get to see her backstory and the things that she has went through. She is one of the strongest female characters I have ever read about, and I was rooting for her the whole time. Have you guys ever seen like that TikTok that's like, I support women's rights, but more importantly, I support women's wrongs? That's Lana. But yeah, there is 5 books in one, so it is a bit of a chunky book. but you fly through it. Each book is like 100 and something pages, so they're not long at all. And I just had such a good time. The side characters in this book were chef's kiss. I loved it. 5 stars overall. I think I rated a couple like 4 stars and then a couple 5 stars, but like, yeah, overall 5-star read. Now, the next 3 books that I'm going to be talking about are part of a series. I read the whole Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. Now, I wanted to read the, oh, these are way out of order. There we go. This is the first, the second, oh, first, second, third. I wanted to read the first and the second book before the second season started coming out on Prime, like Amazon Prime. And I didn't. I actually think I ended up finishing the first book by the time the second season came out. And so I read the first book, and then I watched the first season of the show. And then I read the second book and the third book before I started watching the second season. I actually flew through these books. I think I read the first 2 books. I think I read them both in a day. And then I think this one took me 2 days to read. I tabbed them. And I did like them matching, I don't know if you could see, but I did like different color tabs with the books. Probably can't even see that. But I think I'm going to be talking spoilers because I have so many opinions on these books. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I'm going to put a time on the screen. First, I'm going to tell you guys my ratings. So the first book is The Summer I Turned Pretty. I gave this book 4.5, I think. I think I gave this book 4.5 stars. And then It's Not Summer Without You, I gave 3 stars. And then We'll Always Have Summer, I gave 4 stars, I believe. I think those are my ratings for these. But yeah, I'm going to have a timestamp for you guys to come back because I don't want to spoil if you guys haven't read these. Although I will say, this isn't spoilery at all. I do wish that I was a reader like when I was younger. I feel like I would have loved these books so much more. And I feel like they would have been like memorable to me now that the show's like coming out now, but I still love them. I still had a good time reading them. The first book was my favorite. I loved it. Alright, so now we're gonna get into spoilers. So the first book was my favorite, like I said, but when I was watching the show, and I'm all for like, I know like the books in the show is not going to be like the exact same, but one of the big plot points I feel like in the end of the book was when Jeremiah confessed his feelings to Belly, and Belly said that she didn't feel that way about him. So that's what happened in the book. And then in the show, they did like a 180 and he confessed her feelings to her and then they kissed, which was like so weird for me, like watching that. I don't know, I feel like it was, and it even goes for me, I feel like that's what makes this book make more sense, is from them not hooking up in the first season. But yeah, or in the first book. So yeah, that was kind of weird to me, but I actually think I like the show better. I know it's probably because it's more recent, like more recent time and stuff. These books probably came out a long time ago. But one of the things that I love about the show is that they made Steven a main character in the show. In the books, you barely see him. Like, he's gone in college for most of these books. And yeah, so that was one of the main things that I didn't really like about the show and the book comparison, is the whole Jeremiah thing. I just thought it was weird for them to switch that. But yeah, that book was my favorite. And then the second book, I gave 3 stars. I did not like this book at all. It was so, I feel like nothing happened. Like, the main plot point in this book was them trying to save the beach house, and I feel like it took the whole book pretty much. And Taylor is just so unbearable in the books. Like, I love Taylor in the show. I think she's my favorite character. Can I stop saying I say that too much. But yeah, I'm trying to think what I didn't like in this book from the show. Oh, so like I said, this whole book is basically them trying to save the beach house after Susanna passed away. And one of the things I don't like is that in the book, it's Adam their father that is trying to sell the house. And then in the show they bring in this Aunt Julia, which we've never met. She's not a part of the books, I don't believe. So that was weird. I wish they would have just kept it being the father, would have made more sense. And yeah, I don't know, this book was just kind of boring in my opinion, and Belly is so insufferable in these books. She's way better in the show too. And then the third book I gave 4 stars. I loved the way it ended. I loved it. Another thing, I don't know what they're going to be doing with the 3rd season, because like, are they going to follow every single thing that happened? Because it was so weird jumping into this book and Jeremiah cheating on Belly and then proposing. Like, I'm sorry, if you cheat on me and then propose to me, I'm saying no. So I don't know what the hell Miss Girl was thinking. So are we gonna have her be getting married? Because that's gonna be weird. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But I think those are like the main points I wanted to talk about. Also, the one thing that kind of annoys me is in the books, I'm Team Conrad. I mean, obviously. But in the books, I could at least stand Jeremiah. In the show, I cannot stand him. The latest episode, episode 6, I believe. No, I hate Jeremiah. I'm Jeremiah's #1 hater in the show. I didn't mind him in the books other than the 3rd one. If you know, you know. Well, actually, I told you guys because he cheated. Why am I saying if you know, you know? This is a spoiler section. Ignore me, guys. I'm trying to get this video filmed and posted. But yeah. Didn't like him in this book, but at least in these 2 books he was bearable. In the show, no, I can't stand him. I'm Jeremiah's #1 hater of the shows. So yeah, those are my ratings and my thoughts. I don't know, I probably had some other things to talk about, but I can't think about them right now. It's not, my brain ain't working. And then the last book that I finished off the month with was Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is a reread. I wanted to tab and annotate this book. And 5 stars. Easily 5 stars. This is probably my favorite book ever. I loved it. So you're following January and Gus, and they are both writers. January writes like romance books, and then Gus is like literary fiction. And they make a bet where they switch reading genres, so she has to do literary fiction. I think that's what Gus's books are, literary fiction, I believe. And then he has to write romance books, and they take each other out on these little like dates where like to kind of get them in the different like genre mindset. So like he'll take her like to where he would normally get inspo for writing his books, and she would do the same thing for him. And I love them. I love this book. It has a special place in my heart. Emily Henry, I would read her grocery list. I would read anything that she comes out with. This book is a masterpiece. So many good quotes, and their chemistry and their relationship is just everything to me. I loved this book. I could reread this 1,000 times and never get bored of it. That's how much I love it. So yeah, those are all the books that I read. Sorry if my explanations were all over the place. I just wanted to get this filmed and uploaded because I'm already late. But yeah. These are the books that I read. Let me know what you guys read in the month of July, and let me know what your plans, like your reading plans are for August. I have no idea what I want to read this month. I'm just trying to get through like the summer books that I have, because I feel like this is like the last like summery month. Other than that, I don't know. I want to start Throne of Glass, so maybe we'll do that this month. I think I'm just going to be mood reading most of this month. I don't think I'm going to have like a standard set like TBR. I think I'm just going to pick up a book that I want to read and read it. But yeah, that is it for this video. I love you all. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe down below, you guys. We are so close to 300. I think we're at like 280 right now. Yeah. So we're 20 subs away from 300, and I would love to hit that by the end of the year. So yeah. I love you all. I'll see you guys really soon in my next video.